everyone, my name is Leah and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing the Finally Fall book tag. It is a little bit of the ways into November now, so I am doing this a little bit late, but I hope you still enjoy it. I'll be linking all of the questions as well as the original creator of this tag down below. I think the creator of this tag has since privated their channel, so I can't link you to the channel, but I'll put the name of the creator in the description down below. The first question is, in fall the air is crisp and clear, name a book with a vivid setting. And the first book I'm going to mention is The Diviners by Libba Bray. I think the setting in this book is just so vivid, especially with the audiobooks. The audiobooks are really good and you can kind of picture everything that's going on. There's a very spooky atmospheric vibe that's really there, and I just think it's really great. This is a pretty popular series, so you probably already know what it's about, but it's YA urban fantasy that takes place in 1920s New York, and it's very supernatural spooky, so perfect for a fall read. I've read the first two books in the series and I'm a bit of the way through the third book, so I'm looking forward to finishing the series. I actually want to mention a second book for this question, and I feel like it's a bit of an odd choice for the question because it's a graphic novel, and I feel like people don't usually say graphic novels for books with really vivid settings, but that graphic novel is On a Sunbeam by Tillie Walden, and I just think the setting of this graphic novel is so vivid. This graphic novel is sapphic and it's found family and it's in space, and the space setting is just so beautifully done and so vivid, and just the art in this graphic novel is gorgeous. Please everyone read this. It is a little bit of a chunker, but it's a graphic novel, so it is a pretty quick read, and the art is just so beautiful. The story is just so beautiful. It's so vivid. Please read this. If you have read this, let me know what you thought. I just love it so much. This is the first page. It's so beautiful. Just look at that art. It's just so good. The second question is, nature is beautiful but also dying, which is a sad but true fact. Name a book that is beautifully written but also deals with a heavy topic like loss or grief. For this question, again, there's two books that I want to talk about, so I'll just kind of talk about them quickly. The first is We Are Okay by Nina LaCour, which I read for the first time this year, and I just love this book so much. The main character of this is Sapphic, and it's about her and her dealing with the loss and grief that she has gone through, and it's just so beautifully done. I think Nina LaCour does a very good job with making her writing very simple and yet very evocative of emotion, and I cried reading this, and I feel like Nina LaCour's books might not necessarily be for everyone, but I adored this so much. Her writing style, like I said, is very simplistic. It's easy to read, but it's so beautiful, and there were times where I could feel exactly what the main character was feeling. I could picture exactly what was happening. This book is just so evocative, and I actually just finished reading Watch Over Me by Nina LaCour, and I had very similar thoughts of just the emotion being so evocative. Both this and Watch Over Me by Nina LaCour are just so simple and beautiful and haunting and just so good. Please read this book. The second book that I want to mention for this question is The Stars and the Blackness Between Them by Juniata Petrus, which was a Bibliophiles book club pick a couple months ago, so I will leave the live show that we did for this book linked down below. I believe it was on my channel, and I'll also put it in a card up above. This book is a sapphic love story, but it is so much more than that. It deals with a lot of heavy topics like terminal illness, and it was just so beautifully written. It made me cry several times. And for all the books I mentioned, I will put trigger warnings in the description box down below, because definitely the last two I've mentioned for sure have some trigger warnings if that's something that you want to be aware of, but I will put them for every book that I mentioned in this video. Just please read all of these books. They're so good. The third question is, fall is back to school season. Share a nonfiction book that taught you something new. For this, I want to mention Just Mercy by Bryan Stevenson, which I read this year. I read this via audiobook. I really like consuming nonfiction via audiobook. And this is a memoir that Bryan Stevenson wrote about his experiences being a lawyer and how racist and unfair our criminal justice system in America is. And there were just so many stories of cases, and I knew that our criminal justice system was horrifically unfair, but there were so many things mentioned in this book that I didn't know about. It was such a depressing and powerful read, and I highly recommend it, especially via audio, because that's how I read it. It's a difficult read, but it's very important and very educational. The next question is, in order to keep warm, it's good to spend some time with the people we love. Name a fictional family / household / friend group that you'd like to be a part of. And for this, I'm again going to have two different answers. The first that I want to mention is all of the characters in The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. I love this friend group so much. I just love their little found friendship family. I love them so much. If you don't know, The Raven Boys, which is the first book in the Raven Cycle by Maggie Stiefvater, it's about a lot of things. I feel like the plot is hard to explain, but the main character is Blue, and she's the daughter of psychics, and she has been told her whole life that if she meets her true love and kisses him, she will kill him. So there's that going on. And then there's all of the Raven Boys. There's Adam, there's Gansey, there's Ronan, there's Noah, my boys, love them so much. And there's fun fantasy adventures. There's a search for a dead Welsh king. There's so many friendship shenanigans. I love this series so much. This is another great fall read because it's very atmospheric and kind of weird. The second group I want to mention for this question is just everyone in The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune. This book, I won't say that much about it because I feel like if you've been watching me for a little bit, you have seen me rave about this book. It's so good. Also, I'm in the middle of a reread. I'm probably going to finish it soon, so I will probably mention it again in a wrap-up soon. I read this in July, maybe? I think I read this in July. It was either June or July, and I will also link that wrap-up so you can see me rave about it more. But the found family in this book is so good. This follows a man named Arthur Parnassus. He works for an organization that basically oversees the care of magical children. They're called Dykemi, and he gets sent to one of these orphanages for magical children to make sure everything is on the up and up. And these children at that orphanage are kind of more unique than even some of the other magical children that he's seen before. And it's just so good. It made me happy cry. The next question is, the colorful leaves are piling up on the ground. Show us a pile of fall-colored spines. Okay. What colors are fall? Here is a small little pile of fall-colored spines. We've got When Dimple Met Rishi, which I have not read yet. I plan on reading at some point. We've got Monday's Not Coming, which I read earlier this year and adored so much. Please read this book. We've got The Book Thief, which I may have technically read a while ago, but I don't remember anything about it, so this is on my physical TBR to read somewhat soon. And we've got The Royal Assassin, which is the sequel to Assassin's Apprentice, which I read last year and reread this year, and I'm really looking forward to getting to this soon. Question 6 is, fall is the perfect time for some storytelling by the fireside. Share a book wherein someone is telling a story. And for this, I'm going to mention The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid, which I read earlier this year, and it made me cry 8 different times. I cried so much reading this book. This story is about an actress named Evelyn Hugo as she is telling her life story to a reporter, and it's very good. The main character, Evelyn Hugo, is bisexual, and she's just such a complex, flawed female character, which I really enjoyed reading about. Also, I highly recommend the audiobook of this, especially since it's her telling her story to the reporter. It kind of feels like you're being told her story, and just, it's an excellent, excellent audiobook. Question 7 is, the nights are getting darker, share a dark, creepy read. And for this, I don't read that much darker or horror type things, so I'm actually going to recommend a middle grade that I read recently, and I wouldn't necessarily call it super, super dark, but it is relatively dark, and that is The Graveyard Book by Neil Gaiman, which follows this boy who grows up in a graveyard, and he goes on some supernatural spooky adventures. There's ghosts, there's ghouls. It's a grand old time and also spooky. I highly recommend the audiobook, again, for that, because I listened to it via audiobook and really enjoyed it. And I feel like the audiobook adds to the spooky atmospheric vibe too. Question 8 is, the days are getting colder. Name a short, heartwarming read that could warm up somebody's cold and rainy day. And for this, I'm going to recommend anything by Katie O'Neill. I love Katie O'Neill's works so much, but specifically for this I'm going to recommend The Tea Dragon Society. This is such an adorable and short graphic novel. The art is so cute. The tea dragons, there are tea dragon plushies and I want one so badly. I love them so much. But this is just like a fun, cute, short little story, and the artwork is just adorable. There's also a sequel to this, and there's a third book coming out next year, and I cannot wait to read it. But Katie O'Neill has also written Aquacorn Cove, which was so cute, Princess Ever After, which is sapphic and adorable, and also Dewdrop, which is like a children's picture book, and I read it and adored it. It was so cute. Question 9 is fall returns every year. Name an old favorite that you'd like to return to soon. And for this, there's a few things. I recently filmed a 24-hour reading vlog where I reread the Warrior series. I probably will not have uploaded that yet by the time this goes up, but it will hopefully be going up soon. And I plan on at some point doing a sequel reading vlog to that where I read the second Warrior series because I enjoyed rereading the first one so much. And I think I'm going to do some similar videos like that where I do a 24 or 48 hour reading vlog and reread an old favorite or read some sort of like middle grade series or something that's more quick to get through. So probably not like any YA or adult series because those would probably take more than 24 or 48 hours to get through. But some other series I'm thinking about doing that for are the Spiderwick Chronicles, which I really liked as a kid, and I'm also thinking about doing that for the like Gregor the Overlander series that I really enjoyed. If you have any series you would like to see me do for that series of videos that I'm planning on doing, let me know. Question 10 is fall is the perfect time for cozy reading nights. Share your favorite cozy reading accessories. And I really like reading with some tea. I love drinking some warm tea while I'm reading. I like cozy sweaters like this one, and I love curling up in a warm blanket. Question 11 is to spread the autumn appreciation and tag some people, and I don't really know who hasn't done this, who would like to do it. So if you are watching this and you want to do it, consider yourself tagged. Please do the tag. And those are all of the questions. If you have made it this far, let's say leave me some like autumn leaves emojis. Please give this video a like, and if you want to see more videos from me in the future, please hit the subscribe button. Thank y'all so much for watching, and I'll see you later. In fall, the air is crisp, but also deals with a heavy topic. The Raven Boys by oh no. And I love curling. Oh, this was a mistake.